This podcast is a proud member of the UUOP Network.
Are you ready to go the distance with Tricia's Disney pick? Or will Melinda deliver a Jurassic-sized knockout punch with her universal choice on this episode of Theme Park Throwdown?
Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 7 of Theme Park Throwdown. I am Melinda.
And I am Tricia.
And every week we are here to break down the best things about Walt Disney World and Universal Orlando Resort and let them battle it out to see who wins and which one reigns supreme as the king of Orlando theme parks. This week we are going to dive into the world of resort hotels. Each property has an absolute ton of resorts. So this is going to be a little bit of a journey. This week we are going to have what we're calling it the Battle of the Big Three. So we will break down the Magic Kingdom resorts at Walt Disney, which is the Grand Floridian, the Polynesian, and the Contemporary. And then the Signature Collection at Universal Orlando Resort, which is Loews Portofino Bay, the Hard Rock Hotel, and the Loews Royal Pacific Resort. The Helios Grand and the Sapphire Falls are also technically in this category, but we're going to save those properties for another battle. So, Tricia, do you want to get us started with these bougie bitches?
Well, yes, I do. So, since it's such a large undertaking and we're going to focus on the big three, I thought we would take a monorail trip, a leisurely monorail trip around the big three, starting
Love it.
at the Magic Kingdom. As you exit and head to the monorail, you'll hop on board, and your first stop is going to be the Contemporary, aka the GOAT. It opened in 1971, so the same year as Magic Kingdom, and was the original hotel. It's very iconic for its A-frame, and at that time, it was pushing the field of architecture. They built the frame, and then each room is actually like a module that slid into place. So essentially,
I think that is
Contemporary
like
is
the
like sleeping
coolest
in.
detail when you learn that. Like
Yeah,
everything was just built, and it wasn't that so that they could get it done quicker on like a faster timeline.
yeah. But
It's amazing.
I just think like, oh great, we're all sleeping in those pods that you can rent when you're moving. Like they just fly one of those suckers in,
Yep.
deck it out in The Incredibles and call it a day. No, it actually is pretty nice place to stay. The whole concept back when this came out in the 70s was to give it like a futuristic design. I think right now we're looking at it as more retro design.
Yeah.
Still- I still love it. I think the other thing that's really cool about this is that in the main building, there's a 15-story mural made by Mary Blair. Yes, the lady that made the scary dolls from It's a Small World. And
Don't
you
you dare
need
sing
to,
the song.
I won't. But you need to look for the five-legged goat because that's like the thing in the mural is to find the five-legged goat. That's why also it is the GOAT of resorts on Disney property. Oh, I'll leave the dad jokes to my husband. So in addition to the monorail going through this resort, there are some really great dining and shopping opportunities. So I just want to touch on a couple of those. The first, if you're a character loving person, is the Chef Mickey's Buffet. They have your like classic characters, Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy, and I believe Goofy are the 5 that are there. Or is it Pluto? Now I'm having a mental brain
I think it's
fart.
Goofy. I think you're right.
They're all decked out as chefs. They will dance and entertain you while you're dining. So if you like that, if you're looking for something a little more upscale, they have a signature dining option in California Grill, and it has beautiful views of Magic Kingdom. You can see Cinderella's castle. And if you time your reservation, you'd have to have a late dinner. But if you time it right, you can watch the fireworks while you dine there, which I think is a pretty cool experience.
It is. It's pricey though.
Yes, it is. But you're paying for things like Wagyu strip loin and this Flauros chocolate espresso cake. Very good, by the way.
Oh, yes.
If you want to, you've had your fill of dining and you're looking to do some shopping, a couple of my favorite stores actually on property are at the Contemporary. The first is the BVG, which stands for Bayview Gifts, which is based off of the lake that's right there. I think it's one of the largest resort stores on property, and they always have like contemporary specific. A lot of the hotels will have hotel specific items, but they
Yeah.
have like a lot more, and they also have items I feel like I don't see anywhere else in the parks. So if you're looking for something unique, that might be a good stop for you. And then right across the walkway from there is Fantasia. So if you're a pin collector, it's a great place to find pins. They have a lot of really unique ones. They usually have a decent pin trading board because it is a bougie hotel. So bougie people will trade for bougie pins and leave behind bougie pins. How many times can I? How many times can I use the word bougie in a sentence there?
Now, does that Fantasia store is it just a pin trading store or is it like a general merchandise store?
They have like it's kind of a corridor, and they have mostly it's for
Yeah.
kids. They have pins in the middle, and then on
Okay.
either end it's like toys for the most
That's
part. Maybe some
I can
collectibles.
see it in my head, like from where you can see it from the monorail.
Yeah.
So I can see it in my head and I couldn't remember if that's the one you were talking about or not.
That is the one. It's like open air, so if you're
Yeah.
up on the monorail level, you can actually look down into the store, which is kind of fun
Yep.
too. And if you're looking for activities to do, there's a ton of amenities in the Bay Lake Tower, which is the Disney Vacation Club or DVC portion. They offer a lot of things for people who are staying or returning frequently. Their pools aren't overly themed there, but they have this really cool circular pool that kind of jets out over Bay Lake, and my daughter got a whole bunch of friends in there, like friends as in I met them an hour ago and now we're inseparable for the rest of the pool day. And
I
they
love that though.
started running in a circle, and they created like a vortex, and then they would stop, and then they just like let it carry them.
Go with the
And
flow.
I was
Yeah.
like, hey kid, go at it. Like you're
She's a
having
runner
fun.
like her
So
mama.
but like the other deluxe hotels we'll be talking about, there's a fitness center. All the resorts have movie under the stars, so depending on the night, they have different movies. There's a game room. If it's raining, there's an indoor activity there. They also offer like fishing, boat rentals, and then poolside activities like tie dyeing and silent disco. Just be careful you don't fall in the pool.
Yeah, that could be a dangerous move.
A couple pro tips. When we stayed, we were in the A-frame. We were in the garden view room, which is a smaller building, kind of hidden from if you're like coming on the monorail. Great rooms, quiet, except at about 11 p.m. at night when the electric water pageant goes by, which is this
Oh,
retro parade that floats by and blares music as there's like light up
when are they
things
going to
on
get
it.
rid of that or update it at the very least, for God's sake?
Um,
Or
Never.
is that one of those things that people are like, don't you dare touch it?
I have a feeling that's more the case.
Okay.
I
That
take
makes
it
more
or leave
sense.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I,
like
I don't.
I've never seen it personally. I don't ever care to see it.
I
But
it's
I
it's kitschy. Like
yeah.
if you see it and you watch it, you're like, well, that was something, and it was kind of fun. But
You can now
if
I can
you're
say I did that. Yeah.
if you rent a room there for 4 nights, and every single night you've been asleep for an hour and a half with your 6-year-old, and then all of a sudden you're blasted awake, you learn not to like it
And
so
the music's
much.
obnoxious too.
It
It's a
is.
lot.
Um, but on the flip side, during the day, there's also a convention center attached to this resort. And I don't know, I must not hit the conventions, or if I do, those people are extremely quiet because it never feels rushed or crowded there. The conventions are never like comic conventions or anything like that. They're professional
Yeah.
conventions. So if you're looking for a quiet place to work that's not your room, or you just want like a quiet place to like get out of the park for a little while and get some air conditioning, they have some nice like seating. So that's just keep that in mind if you're looking for some place to just chill for a little bit. Um, but we're going to hop back on the monorail and we're going to go to our next stop after we bypass the ticketing and transportation center. And we're going to hit the Polynesian. Like I said, with deluxe resorts, there's a fitness center. They have a jogging trail between there and our next resort we'll be talking about. They have a newly built DVC tower, which has probably one of the best restaurants that I've eaten in on property, and for a relatively
Oh,
reasonable price too. So we'll get to that. And then
okay.
they also have these like standalone bungalows that are built out over the water. So if you're looking for like more space for a larger group, these are a great option to give you like some pretty awesome views of like the Magic Kingdom in the distance. And again, if you're looking for quiet, these are a good way to do that, except at like, 11 o'clock at night. Wear earplugs. Um, so, but the concept of the Polynesian was recently renovated to include um, Moana, and you can see that in subtle touches in the rooms. They redid like a splash area for the kids. It's called like Moana's Voyage. So there's like some very IP driven aspects that still fit with the theme. They offer a free Tai Chi class. So if you're interested in that, you can check that
That's
out.
kind of neat.
Yeah. And then I did this actually. It's right behind me, right there. If you can see me in the video, I made the Kui nut lei, where you pick different colors that represent different things. And then these black ones have little turtles, and that means that they're good luck. So of
Oh,
course I picked blue, orange, and white because those are the colors of Ahsoka Tano, the best character to ever exist in all of the history of the world. So yeah, I would say they have two different sizes. They have like adult lengths and kid lengths, but they run like $20 to $25, which in Disney terms is not awful. And it's a
that's not
craft
that bad.
project you
Yeah.
can do.
For like an
Yeah.
activity that you get to take something home from and actually have a keepsake. Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah. And if you're looking for other keepsakes, they have a lot of Lilo and Stitch stuff there. So if you're a fan of Lilo and Stitch, that's a great place to stop and look for some stuff. And again, they have a pretty decent sized store on their lower level, like where you would enter if you're coming in from like the bus or the parking lot. And I mean, who doesn't want to shop at a store called Boutique? It's just cute. It's a cute play on
Yeah.
words.
Yeah.
I have to say though that in terms of dining of these three hotels, far and away Polynesian steals this. So if you're looking for a character opportunity at breakfast, they have Ohana's, which is like family style, all you care to enjoy. You get to meet Stitch, which is always really fun. If you prefer no characters, but you still want to have that kind of dining experience, you can hit up their dinner. I highly recommend you try the noodles. I know for a while they had taken them off the menu, but I believe they are
Yeah.
back on now.
Noodlegate.
Uh, and if you eat meat, you will get the meat sweats because they give you about 800 pounds of meat. So if you want something that's a little less expensive or modestly priced, but still offers a lot of the similar food items, Kona Cafe is great. The big thing that a lot of the places there are known for is the Tonga toast, which is banana stuffed French toast, and then it's coated in cinnamon sugar. So that's always great. And then at lunch and dinner, you can watch the chefs prepare fresh sushi if you order sushi from Kona Cafe. Trader Sam's is arguably the most popular lounge on all of property, probably next to Space 220 Lounge, which you have to get reservations for. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
you can't get reservations for Trader Sam's. It's walk up. So if you really want to experience this, you have to get there early, or you have to put your name in, and it could be a bit of a wait. So if you're thinking you're going to hit this on your way to a park or like on a park day, you might want to rethink and try it on like a resort day or a day when maybe you do Disney Springs for part of it, so you're not disappointed if it takes longer to get in there. But they
Yeah.
have fun. They have fun drinks. Something to be aware of is that inside, they after 8 p.m. it's guests 21 and older. They do offer like small bites of non-alcoholic drinks throughout the entire day. So if you are over 21 but not drinking, there's still options for you if you want to experience kind of that tiki vibe.
Okay.
Or or you can just kind of go poolside to the Pineapple Lanai and grab a Dole Whip. So you don't have to be in the park to get Dole Whips. You can That's a really great
Yes,
option too.
please.
They have really good meatballs there. And then if you're looking for a really fast breakfast, you still want the Tonga toast, they do offer that at breakfast from the Pineapple Lanai as well. So a lot of
Nice.
options. But I saved the best for last. And if you are familiar with Disney, they recently opened a restaurant in their new DVC tower called
Ah.
Wailulu.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't give this enough praise. Was so great. Like the views are stunning. The service is top notch. Like our server, he was asking me about the half marathon I had run, and like at the end of the meal, I got pixie dusted, so I got a little surprise. He comes out with this plate of like bites, like little macaroons and like
Aw.
macarons, but they're French. And then the like truffles, and they're filled with like pineapple and like passion fruit and very tropical flavors. It was
Yeah.
so nice that they did that like on the house,
Yeah,
and I
that's
just
really
thought that
sweet.
was yeah, it was really cool. And if you want
And it
something
does look
like,
like a really beautiful place. Like I've seen all the shimmering fish
oh
that they
yeah,
have hanging from the ceiling and stuff. It's gorgeous.
yeah. And then if you're looking for like actual meals, like the Wayfinder burger is one of the best burgers on site. And if you're more of like a veggie based eater, I really like their sweet potato hummus. It was probably some of the best
Ooh,
hummus I've ever had.
that sounds
Yeah.
good.
So again, my pro tips here are if you want to get to Trader Sam's, go early and eat at Wailulu.
Done.
So, so after you've dined at all these places at Polly, you're going to waddle back onto the monorail for our final stop before we get back to the Magic Kingdom, and that's the Grand Floridian. I feel like this is the one that's like often seen in like the newer commercials because it's kind of like their flagship resort. It's got
It's just
all
so
of those,
grand. It really is grand. Like it's very
yeah.
appropriate that that's in the title. It's just beautiful and ornate and gorgeous.
Yep. And like the others, it has the same types of amenities like poolside activities, fitness center, DVC options for larger spaces. But there are a couple of unique offerings here. First of all, there's the Grand Floridian Spa. I do recommend that if you want to do this, that you book it 60 days in advance when dining reservations go live. They have a wide range of things. You can do like couples massage. You can do like a tired foot massage that's a little more
Ooh.
reasonably priced. So for like, I think it's like 30 to 45 minutes, they do like a foot massage after a busy day at the park. They have salon services like hair and nails and stuff like that. So you could kind of pamper yourself if you're looking for that while you're at Disney. Another thing that you can do is you can rent a private fireworks cruise. Is up to 10 people. It is a bit pricey at $500 for the cruise, but if you actually have 10 friends, I need to make like, 8 more because I have Melinda.
I got you.
It ends up being only $50 a head. So
Yeah, that's
in the
not bad
grand
if you're
scheme of things,
splitting it
it's not
amongst a group.
awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, they have some great feature pools that overlook like the Seven Seas Lagoon. Very natural springs themed. They have little waterfalls, so a lot of like areas for kids to explore as well if you are going with kids. And they have a lot of really diverse dining options. If you're looking for something that's just like a quick service option, Gasparilla Island Grill, it has probably the best air conditioning on all of property. I nearly froze to
Okay.
death when I was in there. Uh, so fabulous air conditioning, mid macaroni. That's
Okay.
what we learned. If you're looking for something a little bit more upscale, there's Narcoossee's, which is again kind of like built on the water, so you get some really great views of the Magic Kingdom from there. And if you want again that character dining experience, there's 1900 Park Fair. It's buffet style, and they have just like a mishmash of characters. So there could be a couple princesses. It's kind of like a mix of characters there.
Isn't it now it's like all the characters that have making a wish is a part of their story. So Cinderella and Aladdin and
I think I
who
think
else is there?
Tiana,
Cinderella, Aladdin,
Tiana,
Tiana. What's her name
maybe
from
Maribel.
Mirabelle? Mirabelle. Yes, that was the one I was
Yeah.
looking for. Thank you.
So
Yeah.
and and Tiana's in like explorer clothes. So like it's a
Yeah.
way to meet characters that either you don't have an opportunity to meet in the parks, maybe see them on a float or something, or they're dressed differently. So it's a
Yeah, it's
unique
kind of in a different
experience.
way. Yeah.
But the food is good. People generally review it very well. So if you're looking for something a little off the beaten path for character dining, that's a good option. And then if you want to do some shopping, if you're familiar with the like boutique bath store Basin, they actually have a location at the Grand Floridian, so you can continue your spa treatment on your own in your room with with a bath bomb, I guess. And then they have like more higher end clothing options there. There's this place called, I'm gonna butcher this name because there's a lot of vowels in a row. Curiosor Clothiers, but they have like Loungefly, Tommy Bahama, Vineyard Vines. So like brands that you would recognize. If you forget to pack like nicer clothes for like a nice dining
Mm.
experience, you can pop in there and get a shirt or something to dress up
That's
your
a good tip, actually.
wardrobe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my pro tips. Uh, so another pro tip for this one, there is a unique photo opportunity on the second floor right off of the like lobby area, and there's a backdrop and the photographer has Cinderella's glass slipper and you can interact with that as part of your photo. Yeah.
Oh. Are they there
So,
all the time?
they're not there like all day, but if you're there, I would say like between 10 and 2, that's pretty guaranteed that there'll be somebody taking photos there.
Okay.
Um,
So I'm going to
and if
be there
you
between 10 and 2 in 2 weeks, and we're going to do
stocking,
that 1 week. Yeah.
and if you need to pass some time, you could check out the new lobby bar, the Perch that's there, and try some of their new
Yeah.
signature drinks. So yeah, so those would be the big three and some highlights from each of them. If you're a family that loves Epcot and or Magic Kingdom, these are great options because they're both all three get you to both parks via the monorail, so it's like a pretty quick way to get there. I've stayed at the Contemporary. I have not stayed at the Polynesian, unfortunately, but I did do a DVC walkthrough of their
Oh,
tower, so I got to at least see what it was like there. Bucket
yeah.
list item for me is to stay at the Polynesian for at least one night.
Yep. I think that
So
one's on everybody's list. If you haven't been there, you want to go there. It's just kind of one of
yeah,
those. Yeah.
it's got a vibe. So
It does. Absolutely. I mean, it's very iconic. It's you can see a picture of any part of that resort or any of the rooms and you instantly know just from the image where it is. It's
mhm,
it's just iconic. Everybody knows. All
yeah.
right. Well, now we can head over down the road and jump into the most bougie Universal resorts. I am going to start this off with a little quick note to kind of clarify something because it's something that kind of confuses people a little bit. So, all Universal Orlando resorts are technically owned and operated by the Loews Hotel Group. So, you're going to see names like Loews Portofino Bay Hotel. You may have noticed that only some of the resorts have Loews in the name. As a brand, Lowe's will not put their name on any hotel that has less than 4 stars, like a less than 4-star
That is bougie.
rating. Yes, yes. So, like for instance, even though Cabana Bay is owned and operated by Lowe's, you're not going to see Lowe's in the name. So, they are all still like under one group. It just might not look like it on face. And I know there's a lot of people that have questions about that. So, I just kind of wanted to get that out there. I'm going to start off kind of just going over what staying at one of these three signature resorts is going to get you. Something that all of these resorts include. So again, the three resorts are Lowe's Portofino Bay Hotel, the Hard Rock Hotel, and Lowe's Royal Pacific Hotel. The kind of perks that you're going to get from staying at one of these top three resorts is early park entry. You get early entry into the theme parks 1 hour prior to park opening, not that measly just little 30 minutes that Disney gives you, which is about time enough to like get through the gate and walk to the ride you want to go on before the masses come in.
That's any park any day. There's stipulations on yours.
There are only certain rides are open, only certain parks are open, but you do get the 1 hour early entry into those certain parks. Second, you have the ability to take the water taxi, which is my absolute favorite mode of park transportation. From all of these resorts, they have their own dedicated water taxi dock, which also means that you have a dedicated security check and you don't have to sit in the bottleneck that is the City Walk security check with the masses coming in from the parking lots. So that can be a huge time saver in the morning to actually get you to early park entry so you could actually make use of that time. And then the third and best of all is, you knew this was coming, the free unlimited express passes for everyone in your room for the entire length of your stay. This is check-in day and checkout day and all the days in between. Unlimited meaning you can use it as many times as you want on any ride that you want. You can loop Transformers 30 times in a day if you would like. I don't know why you would do that, but you could. But the value of...
Hey. Disney gives occasional extra evening hours to deluxe resort guests.
Man, be so for real right now. That is cool. I'm not going to knock that. But I'm not going to knock that. But if you talk about the dollar value that this perk represents, you can literally save thousands of dollars by staying at one of these top three resorts. And there are people that will even, I'm not going to advertise this because don't take rooms that you don't plan on staying in from other people. But there are people that will book what they call a ghost room and not even stay in the room, but just use that reservation for the express passes because sometimes it's far cheaper to stay at the resort and pay that nightly resort fee than it is to just outright buy express passes. So this perk is the best the best perk you are going to find at any theme park anywhere, in my opinion. It just can't be touched. So that is something that you get staying at any one of these three resorts that I am going to talk about. So now that that's out of the way, I'm going to go in the order of when the hotels opened. So we're going to start with Lowe's Portofino Bay Hotel, which opened on September 10th, 1999. So kind of in line with the opening of Islands of Adventure, just a little behind the opening of Islands of Adventure and City Walk. And this was Universal Orlando Resort's first on-site resort. Portofino Bay is themed after a beautiful Italian seaside village, Portofino, and it really does look like that. It really does kind of transform you to that place, complete with gondolas on the lagoon and roaming opera singers that will walk around the piazza at night and just, they have all these little twinkly lights and it's just beautiful and peaceful and romantic. It's really a beautiful place and it feels just like you are on the streets of Italy. This resort has 750 rooms and suites. They do have a club level, which I highly recommend. They have 3 different pools, one being an adults only pool. 3 full service restaurants, and most of them are Italian themed. There is a very upscale Italian restaurant called Biche. There is Mama Della's, which is kind of a more family style, everyday Italian restaurant, but still has fantastic food. They've also got one quick service restaurant, 2 bars, including their pool bar, and then they have a gelateria where you can get some delicious dessert as well. This resort is kind of known for having the most spacious rooms, sometimes to a fault. They're really, really large, and some of them are just wide open space that they don't do anything with. And they're kind of laid out a little strangely. Some of them have ridiculously big bathrooms for no reason whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
So it's it really kind of depends on what you're looking for, whether you're going to think that that is a perk or not. But some people might like all that space. If you're staying in a room with, 4 other people and you need a rollaway bed, this is a great big space to
Mm-hmm.
be able to fit that rollaway into the room, because some other rooms on property are going to have a bit of difficulty getting a rollaway into the room. So that's a perk there. You can fit more people in. Um,
If you're 5'10" and you want to do a cartwheel in your hotel room, you can do that as well.
there you
Just
go. You got the room. Just don't fly out the window. And some of the rooms do have balconies that overlook the lake and all the area outside, which is really beautiful. That is called the Harbor Piazza. You can walk onto the piazza and stroll around the waterfront. It's this hotel is really great for kind of a quieter, more romantic, calmer getaway as opposed to some of the other hotels on property. For transportation options, you have a walking path, which is going to be about a 10 to 12-minute walk from the hotel to the park gates. And the first park that you're going to come to along this path is Universal Studios Florida. You can also take the water taxi or the resort buses that come to all the different hotels. I will say this is my least favorite of the top 3 because I really prefer a more like upbeat and like fun vibe when it comes to where I'm staying, especially if it's a trip where I've got my kids and everything with me. I really want to
yeah.
be immersed in that fun vacation atmosphere. So I'm very much a Hard Rock Hotel, Cabana Bay kind of girl. But this is definitely a gorgeous property that I think everybody should stay at least once just to be able to see it and experience it. So,
We we stayed there with my daughter. I want to say she's probably like 8 or 9, and there was this family that had 2 kids, and their daughter was the same age. And we were we're getting our full hours worth of the early morning, and so we had the same schedule, and we ended up after like
yeah.
2 days of seeing each other, we were there like literally the same days. Never met this family. They're from a different state altogether.
Oh,
Um but they got along so well, they exchanged addresses, and they've been pen pals.
that's so cute.
Yeah, so this place holds a special it's like special in my heart, even though
Yeah,
it's really easy to get lost.
it
That's all I
is
have to
because it
say.
is an absolutely huge resort and the signage is not great. They used to have a spa here. They don't have it anymore. So that is a little unfortunate because it was a nice spa. I I have only stayed at this resort once. It was the first Universal Orlando resort that I ever stayed at. And what year was that? That was probably, I think it was 2009. It was 2009. So that's the last time I've stayed here. But when I go to the parks in a week and a half, I am going to be staying a night at Portofino. I was originally booked for Aventura because I had never stayed there before. And then I realized that I am a bougie bitch. And if I'm only going to be in Universal for 2 days, I need express passes. so, so we're staying at Portofino just for one night. And I figured it was time that I kind of revisited that resort anyways. So we'll be there for a night. Next up is the Hard Rock Hotel, which is my absolute favorite Universal Orlando resort by far. No competition. I have stayed here the most with the most kind of diverse group of travel partners. My husband and I have stayed by ourselves. We've taken our whole family. We've taken our whole family and my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law. I've taken my mom and my sister here. I've gone with just friends here. It can fit any group of people. I feel like it's such a fun and entertaining atmosphere that fits so well with that exciting theme park trip. So I absolutely love Hard Rock Hotel. This opened on January 19th of 2001, and this resort is a bit smaller, has 650 rooms. It's one of the smallest resorts on Universal property. It has a guitar-shaped pool with speakers that can be heard underwater, which is always really cool, and is themed, like you would expect, to the history and celebration of rock and roll and just music in general. You're going to find amazing artwork and memorabilia for all different kinds of musical artists and groups over every single inch of this hotel, inside and out, in the rooms, in the hallways, on the floor, in the pool, just absolutely everywhere you look, you're going to find interesting things to look at. And that's really kind of fun on a resort day or a day where you're not going to spend the whole day in the parks to kind of just explore. You can have a lot of fun doing that. You've got obviously a great soundtrack blasting through the hallways at all times. That's fun as well. Here you've got 2 full-service restaurants, including the famous Palm Steakhouse, which I've been to a couple times. A club level, which again is absolutely fantastic, and I think especially if you are traveling with young kids, can be a huge perk and actually a really great way to save money. People might think that club level would be a lot more expensive, but when you are thinking about everything that you get, and we'll probably dive into this on another episode, but I really think it can be a huge cost savings if you stay club level at one of these resorts that offer it. Then you've got 1 quick service restaurant and 2 bars, including the pool bar. The Beach Club, which is the pool bar, I think has fantastic food and drinks, and their service is second to none. It's fantastic. You can find free concerts in the Velvet Lounge. You can rent a guitar for free and take free guitar lessons on the TV in your room. You just have to pay a deposit just in case something were to happen to the guitar and you were to go ultimate rock star and crash it on the floor or something like that, then, obviously you're going to pay something then, but you do get that deposit back when you return the guitar damage free. You can listen to a live band or DJ on the stage at the pool, which is a really cool experience. I can't say enough about how fun and interesting this resort is and how much it can add to your trip. It is not just a place to stay where you can just lay your head at night. It really is an experience all in itself. And the best part about it, it is only a 5-minute walk from the gates of Universal Studios Florida. And you literally can't get closer than that. If you are going to the parks for Halloween Horror Nights, this is the place to stay because you need to save your feet, and this is the way to do it. So,
Hey,
like I said,
I heard a rumor. Can they make guitar picks out of your room key?
your hotel keys, they can. Yes.
Uh,
I don't have any by me right now, dang it. But if you take your key on your checkout day after you've checked out to the front desk, they have a little like punch where they will make a guitar pick out of your room key. And so you can get like ET's face as a little guitar pick. And it's just a really nice free little souvenir so that you can say that you stayed there. But
that's
I
cool.
I've stayed at this hotel probably 30 times and people ask me all the time, but no, I never get sick of it. It is the absolute best. Lastly, for the big 3, we've got Lowe's Royal Pacific Resort, which opened on June 1st of 2002. So pretty shortly after Hard Rock Hotel opened. They kind of have gone in spurts with these hotels. They'll open like 3 or 4 all at one time and then have a little bit of a break and then have another burst of openings again and have a little break. That kind of seems to be the flow of the way that hotel openings at Universal go. So June 1st of 2002, this resort has 1,000 rooms, so the biggest of these big 3, and is themed to the South Pacific Islands. There is this gorgeous atrium in the lobby with a fountain and statues that is beautiful and is a perfect spot to kind of enjoy your coffee in a nice, calm environment in the morning before you head off into the crazy Universal parks. At this resort, you can find club level. There are 3 full-service restaurants, one being a sushi lounge, so it is the best place on property for sure to get sushi, although maybe Cowfish is. It would be a good battle between those two, Orchid Court Lounge and Royal Pacific and Cowfish. That would be interesting.
And then you pop over to Polly Kona Cafe and you
There
try
you
their
go.
sushi. It's a sushi
Okay,
tour.
there we go. Looks like we got another one. So we have the 3 full-service restaurants, one being the sushi lounge, 1 quick-service restaurant, and a pool bar. Something awesome that is exclusive to this resort is their Wantolin Luau, which is an authentic Hawaiian luau that is complete with fire and hula dancers, storytelling, music, food, including like the full suckling pig that they put on the spit and rotate in the fire. This luau it's a really neat experience. I have done it. It is something that you're not going to find anywhere else at Universal, and it's just a really neat experience and a really neat fun thing to do if you're looking for something extra one night. It is every Saturday evening, and you do need tickets and reservations are required. So if that's something that you are interested in for your trip, if you are working with a travel agent, me or Tricia, let us know and we can help you with that reservation. Or if you have completed your booking on your own, you can reserve spots. I believe you can reserve them online, or you could always call the hotel directly and they will help you with booking that. The pool at the Royal Pacific has the Royal Bali Sea, which is a really cute, like interactive water play area for kids. It's kind of themed to this shipwreck that is just really fun for little kids, and there's a smaller beach area as well. So this is a great resort pool to take kids to. Transportation to this hotel includes the water taxi, the resort buses, and the beautiful walking path, which is about an 8-ish minute walk to Islands of Adventure, which is the closest park to it. I love walking to the parks. I love walking to the parks in general from any of these resorts because they're so close, but walking to the parks from this resort is a really beautiful trek. You get to go through some really gorgeous landscaping, and then you get to walk past the floating plane that's in the lagoon area, which is kind of cool as well. The kids always love that. I feel like this resort is really good for kids and adults. It's not as heavily themed as any of the other big 3, I think, but it's a really good mix of appropriateness for different age levels and different group sizes and things like that. So if you're looking for something that's going to appeal the most to the most people in your group, this one is probably a safe bet. Bottom line, I don't think you're going to regret staying at any of these hotels, especially because of the perks that you get. So not only are they awesome places to stay, but the perks, especially the unlimited express passes, are just way too good to pass up. So, like I said,
Yeah, that is
I booked
cool.
Aventura for $112. Am I staying there? No. Nope. Not doing it. I can't pass up the express passes and the beauty of Portofino Bay. But
And the convenience. Like, I'm one of those
yeah,
people that when I'm on a vacation in a theme park, that the ability to walk to the parks, it's like you're in
it's
control
huge.
versus,
Yeah.
like if you get up, you have all these great intentions and like 700 other people get up 5 minutes before you, you're catching which it's faster just to walk than wait for a water taxi at that point. So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. And I know a lot of people are like, why would you walk to or from the parks when you're going to do all the walking in the parks and blah, blah, blah. But honestly, they're such short walks that it doesn't ever bother
yeah.
me. And I would rather just do that and, like you said, get into the
Mhm.
parks faster, and it's just easier. You're never going to catch me taking the bus from one of these resorts ever. I am either walking or taking the water taxi. It especially because you get your own dedicated security, because
Mhm.
if
Mhm.
I can avoid that security in City Walk, I'm doing it. I don't
Yeah.
care if it means that my feet are going to be a little extra sore, or if I have to wait a little bit longer for a water taxi. If I don't have to take a bus and go through City Walk, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, it is really nice. I
Yeah.
agree with you on that.
Oh, one other thing that I forgot about Royal Pacific. This is a convention resort as well. I personally have been to business conventions at this resort a couple times, and their convention spaces are really, really nice. They're beautiful. And one thing that's kind of lesser known as well is that Royal Pacific Hotel and Sapphire Falls Resort actually connect to each other
Mm.
through kind of this, like, there's an escalator that you have to go up and down. It's kind of this long pathway that you have to go through. But those are the two convention resorts on property, Sapphire Falls and Royal Pacific. And so if you need to have a massive convention with like 10,000 people, they have the space to be able to do that. And the two hotels are connected through, like I said, this like internal, I don't know, it almost seems like these kind of secret passageways. But also, if you ever need to walk from Sapphire Falls to Royal Pacific for some reason, there you go. You don't have to go outside.
You could open up your dining options if it's raining and you don't want to get wet, but you want to check out
Yeah. Ooh,
dining
that's a good
somewhere else.
point, actually. You want to go over to Strongwater Tavern and get a good glass of rum after a long day. If you're staying at Royal Pacific, go for it.
Well, did we score a hit and leave it all in the ring? We want to hear from you. Vote in our Who Won Weekly poll on social media. We are at Theme Park Throwdown on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And individually, I'm at Tricia Travels on Facebook and Tricia Travels 85 on Instagram. And Melinda, where can they find you?
I am Melinda's Magical Adventures on Facebook and Instagram.
You can also shoot us an email at themeparkthrowdown@gmail.com. And if you need help planning your next vacation, reach out to either one of us for all your travel needs. Just go to portkeyvacations.com and fill out a quote request form, and we'll help you get started on that journey. If you enjoyed this, we are part of a network, the UUOP network, and you can catch all of our network shows, the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast, the Taste of Universal podcast, the unofficial Universal Great Britain podcast, the Porky Passport, a Disney podcast for adults, the Theme Park Duo for your West Coast parks, Rush of Fear, a Halloween Horror Nights podcast, and Big Dumb Stuff. That's all for this throwdown. See you next week in the ring.